Campfire Story. Jim, Greg, and Joe were close friends, and they loved to go on outdoor adventures. One day, they decided to go on a camping trip in a remote area near a beautiful lake. They found a cozy cabin to spend the night in, and they thought they were in for a peaceful night's rest. But little did they know that a creature was lurking in the shadows, watching them from the depths of the lake. As the night grew darker, Jim started to feel uneasy. He heard strange noises coming from the woods, and he felt like something was watching them. Jim was hesitant about camping in the first place, but he didn't want to disappoint his friends. He kept quiet about his fears and tried to shake off the uneasiness, thinking it was just his imagination. But he was wrong. As they settled into their beds, they noticed that the cabin had a large window without a curtain. It overlooked the lake, and it provided a stunning view of the water. But as the night wore on, they heard a faint tapping sound coming from outside the window. Jim sat up and listened carefully, trying to figure out what was making the noise. Suddenly, they heard a blood-curdling scream from Greg. Jim looked up and saw the most horrifying sight. A creature with big black eyes and smooth gray skin was staring right at them through the window. It had a sinister smirk on its face, as if it was enjoying the fear it was causing the friends. The creature was standing on the porch, just outside the window, and its eyes seemed to glow in the dark. It was looking at them intently, and its presence filled the room with an overwhelming sense of dread. Greg screamed and backed away from the window, but the creature didn't flinch. It just stared at them, watching their every move. Suddenly, the creature turned its head towards Jim, and Jim felt a chill run down the spine. The creature was now smirking at Jim, and Jim felt like it was mocking it. He was terrified, but he couldn't take his eyes off the creature. The creature then quickly turned its head towards the lake, and the friends were left in shock. They knew they had to leave the cabin as soon as possible, but they had to pack their belongings first. As they scrambled to gather their things, they heard the creature's footsteps getting closer and closer. They knew that time was running out, and they had to move quickly. But their efforts were in vain, as the creature was already in the cabin. The creature was now in the room, and the friends could see it clearly. It was tall and had long, thin limbs, and its skin was smooth and gray. Its eyes were big and black, and they seemed to pierce through the soul of anyone who looked into them. The creature let out a low growl, and the friends backed away towards the wall. They were trapped, and they knew that they were no match for the creature. Suddenly, the creature's expression changed. It smirked and ran towards the lake, disappearing into the water. The friends were left in shock, and they knew they had to leave the cabin as soon as possible. They packed their things and ran out of the cabin, with the creature chasing them every step of the way. They sprinted towards their car and finally managed to get inside and drive away from the lake. They looked back and saw the creature standing at the edge of the lake, watching them with its big black eyes. They knew that they had just escaped a terrifying fate, and they vowed never to go again.